What is up, everybody? My name is Sam Caldwell, and today we are going to be doing a sketchbook tour video. Something a little different. I've been wanting to do more videos kind of like this on my YouTube channel to encourage me to make more YouTube videos. I don't ever see myself being some big YouTube artist, but I enjoy making videos for YouTube. It was something I've always enjoyed since I made it. So I'm trying to encourage myself to do different stuff rather than just speed arts every occasional month. So this is one of them. My favorite videos that I like to watch on YouTube is sketchbook tour videos, or just like, oh, here's my old sketchbooks, stuff like that. So the reason why I waited so long to do this is because I do have, I would say like 7 older sketchbooks that I needed to find in preparation for this video, because I just wanted to make sure I still had them, because I plan to do a little series for this type of stuff. So basically we're going to start with doing this sketchbook here, which is my current sketchbook, and then I'm not going to estimate it like an actual time of when I can do the other one, because I'm only going to disappoint myself. But I would like to do my older sketchbooks as well. So instead of starting with my very first sketchbook and then going over and ending with my current one, I kind of wanted to do it backwards, where we start off with my current and then end with my very first. So I just wanted to make sure I actually found these sketchbooks before I did it. But I'm going to stop rambling because it's going to happen a lot, and I apologize in advance. I don't want this video to be crazy long, so we're going to get right into it. This is my current sketchbook, and it is rather big compared to my previous sketchbooks over the years. Don't ask me what brand of sketchbook this is. I got it during my portfolio development class back in my last year of high school, and it did have a little tag on it that said the brand and the amount of pages. I believe there's 140. I think I counted them one time. But all I know is that it is a mixed media paper style, something like that. The only downside is that I've had this sketchbook for 4+ years. It sounds terrible, but it's true. I started this sketchbook in September 2014 when I started my portfolio development class, and I'm still working on it. And as you can see, I'm only about halfway done. And this is primarily because of the fact that ever since I've been out of high school, I have 0 time. And any time that I can draw, it's either fighting between making stickers or doing digital art. So my poor sketchbook usually gets passed off to the side. But yeah, we have stickers covering the entirety of this sketchbook. I like to make a joke whether or not I will actually be able to finish my sketchbook before it actually disintegrates in my hand, because it's pretty well loved. But let's get right into it. Just trying to make sure that this is positioned right. I'm like looking at my phone right now. It's really confusing. All right, first page here. First and foremost, I need to address the fact that when I first got this sketchbook, I had no intention of making it my main sketchbook. So the first page is like half-assed because I didn't want to actually use the sketchbook. I got it for my class, and we were intended on using it for the class. But yeah, I was already working on another sketchbook beforehand, and I just eventually just carried on with this, and it's been my main sketchbook since. So the first page, we just have needless scribbles that I did the first day I got it. We even have some old math homework, I guess, reminders that I probably did not even turn in the first place. So, reminder, I need to remind everybody while they're watching this that a lot of these drawings are from 2014, 4 years ago. I was 17, all right? But there's actually still a lot of the older stuff that I like this guy here. One of the first kind of like thug dingoes that I did with the liquor glass, and filled the rest in with random stuff. I do know for a fact that a lot of my older people that I drew, I feel bad for them because I never gave them any kind of forehead. I'm still working on it, 4 years ago, 4 years. Next page, we got Breadbox, grayscale. One of the ultimate art rules in the history of art is if you fuck up their eyeball, you just give them an eye patch. And that's exactly what I did. I actually remember drawing this in music class instead of doing work. It's most of my high school. This one, as you can see, I actually, for some reason, like to draw pictures on printer paper. I don't know why, but, excuse me. I decided because I liked them so much, I wanted to put them in my sketchbook, but me being, I guess, naive, did not realize about Scotch tape. It is not acid-free, and it started to actually turn different colors, and it's actually started to bleed the areas that like touch any sort of ink. It just started to bleed and make it look terrible. But I did not know about that back when I was 17, so I do now. But just some random drawings. I believe we went to a museum. Again, there was still a lot of projects in here for my portfolio class. Full dingo with colored pencils. This is actually back when I only primarily had like Crayola. And I'm still no colored pencil master. That still confuses the hell out of me, but they're really fun. And then just some random doodles. We even have some more here. Looks like my, what is it called? Inktober. There's a reason why I don't do Inktober, because I don't have the drive to finish regular artwork, little known artwork, every single day in October. But I did do some back in 2014, and I carried on with it for, I think, 15 days. A lot of them aren't actually in this sketchbook, but that's the longest I've ever gone. And I know I even have some graffiti in here. Years ago, I used to have, a sketchbook and then a graffiti, I guess you could call it a black book if you really wanted to. And I hated having two sketchbooks. I hated carrying them around. I just hated it. So I decided for this sketchbook to keep them all together. Then that way I don't have to worry about two sketchbooks, and I can just have my graffiti in there if I wanted to. So I did some more here. Oh my god. He looks nothing like that anymore. And I believe, again, I was doing, for Inktober, I'm pretty sure I did a bunch of different techniques rather than just doing the same thing. And I inked this with a Copic marker instead. Original design for the, oh, it's kind of shiny, my bad. Original design for the skateboard I painted back in 2014. I liked it so much. Again, for some reason I did it on printer paper because that's just what I did. And I taped it in there with Scotch tape. It was terrific. And some more Inktober stuff. Sticker from Bloodshed. We have some more colored stuff. This is actually when I got most of my good skin tone colors for Copics, and I was really excited. And then little goblin, just random stuff. Like a bunch of color swatches. Again, on printer paper, that's terrific. Some lion fan art from Steven Universe. Oh, we got a graffiti piece here. We're gonna rotate it. It's old, but I still like it. I mean, oh, and one of the lovely things you're gonna find out about this sketchbook is I have a bad habit of just drawing something and leaving the rest of the page blank, going off and drawing 10 more pages, and then coming back and drawing something totally new on that empty space. So this is a lot recent compared to these. This is like 2016. I came back and decided to do that for whatever reason. I was like, oh, it's a space. I'm just going to draw in there. Some more cutouts of graffiti that I did on printer paper. I want to go back and slap myself for doing that. We got another goblin. I drew a lot of goblins, actually. But goblins are cool. This is the original drawing for the Phantom drawing, I believe I called it. And I ended up photoshopping it back in 2016. This is the original drawing for that. I got some fan art too. I don't draw fan art too often, actually. Ah, this one. Despite it's on printer paper, it's actually one of my favorite pieces. The colors don't look as great on my phone. The yellow looks way more neon than in real life, but still like it. And you can actually see where the ink from the printer paper, because the ink doesn't set well on printer paper, and it kind of rubbed off over on Breadbox's face here. So, super. He's just got a yellow face. This is old Mitzi, but I still like it. It's actually in my yearbook. But this was like the first time I actually drew with colored liners for the first time. So, kudos to me. It's more just random stuff that I'm never going to finish because that's usually how it is. Oh, this is supposed to be me. This was another project for our portfolio class. And we had to draw ourselves in the swatches. We ended up doing the painting for that, and I never finished it. Go figure. Some more drawings on this weird cream cardstock that I taped in with Scotch tape, because that's what I do. This one. This one takes a whole new level of choosing shitty paper to use for drawing, and this one is lined paper, or loose leaf. But I liked it so much, I colored it, taped it in there with Scotch tape. We even have some fan art from The Last of Us. Again, I don't do fan art that often, but I must have been playing it at the time. Some more tape-ins. Most of these ones on the, what is it called? Cardstock. I did because when I was in school, this big sketchbook was so obvious that I was drawing. So I used to like use the cardstock and draw as if I was like, oh, I'm not actually drawing because my sketchbook's not out. And then I would actually draw things and I would just tape them in there because that's what I did. Old sticker too. I did these ones too. Super old. A lot of the colors aren't really accurate anymore, but it was super fun to do. And another graffiti piece on printer paper that I ended up having to cut in half to fit the crease. I still like the colors though, even though it's on printer paper. Emptiness, some stickers. I usually like to fill the emptiness with stickers so that it doesn't make me feel as bad. But I give the sketchbook credit because it's actually the sketchbook I end up coming back to and filling in those empty areas. But get some dogs. And I noticed up here this lovely, it looks like a dog made of butter. And I was like, why the hell would I draw that? But I guess he's saying butter, so it made sense. So, here we go. This is a perfect example of like a piece that I came back to and drew random pictures during the course of like maybe a couple weeks. Because this was the only drawing I drew with the goblin again. And I came back and I filled just with random stuff. And it made it look very full. It made it look like I was actually doing proper work that an artist does, which I don't. But this is one of my favorite pages. It turned out quite nice. I liked it. So we got another graffiti piece. Very simple, but fun, you know? At least I didn't do it on loose leaf or printer paper. Some random outfit concepts. These were the original color designs I did for the little cartoon headshots on the watercolor paper. I did them back in like 2015, I think. So I did a bunch of color ideas for that. Some random chests, because, I don't know, must have been playing something medieval related. Zoidberg. This is actually the cover for the DVD I own, because I love Futurama. It's probably my favorite animated TV series. I would have to say it's my favorite. Two more graffiti pieces. Like I said, I feel more comfortable with them being in here rather than a separate sketchbook. I just thought that was too tedious. We're just not going to talk about that. This is the original piece that I did back, I believe. Oh no, it was still in 2015. The digital version was in 2016. I ended up photoshopping it and I did the full piece. So this is the original. Some more color pieces down here too. I want to know. I don't know where they are. I have the originals somewhere and I don't know where they are. First one in 2016. Yes, that's right. Course of 2 years. That's all I filled. So, got to do a dingo picture for that, right? We did some more. This was for the painting I did that I still don't know where that is. For a monochrome, like a monochromatic piece. And I don't know where it is. But this was the original design for it. It was the Akita I might have posted it on Instagram years ago. It's some original designs for Mitzi's bike. This is probably after I watched Akira again and got super inspired and was like, oh, I gotta draw her as a biker thug, because it's an obligation, I feel. So, a bunch of random stuff. Cartoons, everything in between. It looked like I was trying to draw Bart Simpson and Super Mario as well. I give myself credit though, like back to my older sketchbooks, one of the things you'll notice is that I didn't have like a whole lot of sketchy stuff in there. Everything had to be super perfect, everything had to be clean. And this is, well, it's not my first, but it's probably, I would say, second sketchbook that I actually embraced how disorganized and messy I am. And it, of course, created a decent sketchbook, right? I mean, so far. Another dingo stuff, you know. I think I wanted to do a painting for that, but I never did. Oh, this was the Taste did a really cool piece in this color scheme, and I loved it so much, so I did a similar thing. So, and then we have another thug sheep down below. Some more, I mean, it's true that back when I was 13, all I used to draw was dogs, but I still draw dogs frequently, and this is actually something that I went back to and used for a painting. So this is why sketchbooks are good, even though I don't finish them. Some Akira fan art. Was in 2016. Just trying to remember when I watched it, but I still love it. I remember, again, this was another picture that I went back to and actually decided to draw because this whole area was empty. And I remember drawing this on the plane home from Japan back in 2017. So there it just goes to show. It's another piece, some stickers on it. Never finished that because some figure drawings. I do those once in a while and they are fun. They are useful. I'm pretty sure you can actually just go on a website and type in like figure drawings and they'll give you random ones and you set a time limit and you draw them very quickly. And then Skeletor, because I love He-Man Masters of the Universe. Landscapes, I guess. Right. Oh, here we go. First drawing in 2017. That's how terrible I am. Got a big Sawdog. We have Razek from the Sawdog Corp, and I decided to do his revamped arm, and I wanted to do it all in Copic markers, but everything was cool up until the point where I had to do the suit. That was very painful. We have some more random doodles over there too. Other side, more just random people. Not really, I mean, obviously these are characters, but I didn't actually base these off of anybody. I hope you guys aren't like bored because I'm trying to like get through this and talk about it at the same time, and I might just be rambling on about stupid stuff, but these were some playing card ideas that I had for concepts from The Witch and the Reaper, where everything was based off of the Sawdog Corp for any of the red cards, so hearts or her diamonds, and then the the state military was based off of the black cards, so spades and clubs. And I had it all laid out, and I, of course, never really went anywhere with it. So, terrific. Oh yeah, this is the best drawing in my whole sketchbook right here. This is bread box as a loaf of bread going into a bread box. Right? It's awesome. First chrome piece that I did in my sketchbook, and this was another drawing that I did on the plane home from Japan. I remember doing that. There's a reason why I don't use this color scheme for breadbox anymore. It's a little too saturated for my liking, so I end up using like cerulean blue from Prismacolor the most. What was I gonna say? Here we go. These were concept art pieces, concept drawings for the what's it called? I'm forgetful. The staying fat illustration that I did. So the Shiba with the burger in his hand and the sushi shirt. So these were some of the original concepts that I did. The hardest part was him holding the burger in his hand. So I had to draw all of that out, and I did some more concepts over here too. The shirt, how the sushi was going to look, even the pattern over here, and even concepts for his drink. I even had the idea of kind of maybe doing like a skyline behind him, but I ended up getting rid of that idea. Oh, I missed a page. Your graphic novel can't be confused for a Japanese anime or a manga without having a baseball alternate universe, right? The amount of times that I have people call my style anime, that makes me want to puke, basically. It's kind of ironic, too, because a lot of the tropes for anime, it's kind of heavily influenced, but I always make jokes about it. And this is one of them, the baseball AU. So I drew characters playing baseball. So, baseball's cool, right? Some more empty space that I will probably come back in probably a year to fill, because that's what I do. Coming to a close here. I know we only have a few pages left. This was one of the first skin-colored pictures that I've done in a long time. And this was back in 2017, so this has been a long time. And it was tough. It's a lot harder than it looks, and I know it's even worse when I don't have the exact right color for Rin's hair that I have for her digital color. So it's kind of hard when I end up drawing her. But we even have the little concept sketch down here with the watercolor swatches for the watercolor piece I did. I think last month. It was in September. All right. This one was, so Copic Marker did this like 3 Copic color schemes a month. And it was the Copic colors of the month. And this was January's. So yeah, this is old. January 2018. It's the only one I've ever done. And they did one for every single month, and you had to use the colors to draw a picture with it. And yeah, it's the only one I've ever done. Had no motivation to do the other ones. So, and I didn't even finish it. I don't even think it's actually relined. Super. It's random emptiness that, again, like I said, will be filled probably in the end. This is also how I draw myself. It's quite accurate. Didn't you know? Oh, here we go. This one I actually worked a lot with highlighter, and not even like the fluorescent Copic markers. I did use the fluorescent pink. You will see that the pink actually bled through, but the yellow I just used like a standard Sharpie highlighter. It was actually really fun. And I did all of this in like the course of like a morning. So this just goes to show that I can draw in my sketchbook for long periods of time if I want to, and do a lot. I just never do, which is sad. And I didn't even finish her because you can tell where the lines stop. I was re-outlining it, and I didn't finish it. This is back in March. Oh, here we go. This is me as a bag of salt and vinegar chips because I love salt and vinegar chips. And this is part of my Me as Food series. All my other ones are all digital, and for some reason I wanted to do this one traditionally. So I probably will do it digital later on. It's another little dingo that was a watercolor piece that I ended up screwing up and I never wanted to continue. But these were the original headshot designs for the Sutter Corp leaders that I ended up photoshopping later on. So these ones are all important. Alright. They didn't turn out too bad either. Another page, just random stuff. I ended up doing some concept art for another staying fat illustration, but kind of like a secondary one, where it's the same sheep, but he's got a different shirt on, and I wanted to kind of do cactuses, or cacti, that's proper, right? But I didn't know what to do. I kind of wanted to still incorporate food, but I had really no idea how to kind of go about it. So this was just some beginning stuff that I was doing. Oh yeah, we're gonna ignore this, but this was the original little doodle I did for the table I painted back in August. My coworker wanted me to paint a table Adventure Time oriented, I guess. And so it was a circle, and that's what it went by, and I ended up painting the whole thing in one day. It was fun and terrible at the same time. This is the most recent Kaneda piece that I did for my speed art. You guys seen it on my previous video. So I did the whole thing, just decided out of the whim to record it. I wasn't gonna, but I did this sketch originally like a month ago, and I decided to want to finish it. And the original idea was to go kind of like, I don't know, like manga inspired, where it was all like grayscale, and then just have his jacket in color. But then I kind of ruined that whole idea with the random orange block in the background. I don't know. It's kind of a last minute thought. And here we go. This is the last page so far, and this was the one I was working on recently. So I decided to work on some more back pieces. You'll notice in my older sketchbooks that I did this a lot, and I stopped. So I decided when I found my colored pencils, because yes, I lost them, I decided to do some newer versions. And I'm still in the process of working on this one. This one's not finished. This one technically is. And I don't know what I'm going to do there, but we'll find out. And this was a little gouache sheep that I was working on probably about a week ago. And I haven't worked on it since because I was waiting for my package. I had another package of gouache coming in, but it hasn't come yet, and Canada Post is potentially going on strike. So I might not see that for a while. But yeah, this is it. That's the last page I've currently worked on so far. It's kind of sad that I haven't worked on it that much in reality, but you know, I promised myself that I would try to finish it as soon as possible, and in reality, it's a sketchbook. It's my sketchbook. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. In reality, if I end up finishing this 10 years from now, there's no rules. You don't have to worry about it. But anyways, that is my current sketchbook tour from 2014 to current. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was kind of weird, me talking, trying not to screw up words and stuff like that, so I apologize if I did. But at the same time, too, I also apologize if I just kind of ramble on about stupid stuff. But let me know what you guys think. I plan to do the other ones, which the sketchbook before this is my 2013 to 2014 sketchbook. And a lot of them are a lot smaller. This one's the biggest one, and ironically, it's not even finished. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys later.